morning, students. In last class, we have discussed about structure of eukaryotic mRNA and prokaryotic mRNA. In eukaryotic mRNA, there are 7 distinct regions. There are 7 distinct parts like G-cap, अर्धफाइडाशीन, methylated guanosine cap, अर्धफाइडाशीन, non-coding region first, initiator coding region containing AUG or GUG codons. Maximally initiator codon is the AUG and GUG is the rare initiator codon which codes valine amino acid, and AUG codon codes methionine amino acid in eukaryotes, N-formal methionine amino acid in prokaryotes. Then next to the initiator coding region made up of number of triplet codons. Yeah, initiator codon with triplet codons present in the coding region decided number of amino acids in the polypeptide chain in the protein molecule. For example, initiator coding region containing AUG codon and coding region containing UUU codon, UUC codon, UUG codon, UUC codon, sorry, AGC codon, AGU codon, AGA codon. Means totally there are 6 different types of codons present in the coding region. Here are 6 codons in the coding region and initiator coding region containing AUG codon. So, from both the coding region and the initiator coding region, total number of codons are 7. Total number of triplet codons are 7. And the number of amino acids so present in the polypeptide chain are 7. Means the number of amino acids in the protein molecule equals to number of codons in the coding region and initiator codon in initiator coding region. Then next to the coding region is the terminator coding region. Here, the terminator coding region contains any one of the 3 terminator codons. You should remember, never all 3 terminator codons located in terminator coding region. Any one of out of 3 terminator codons like UAA or UAG or UGA. Among 3, any one of the terminator codon present in the terminator coding region, and these 3 terminator codons are nonsense codons, does not code any amino acid. You should remember, these 3 terminator codons, nonsense codons, non-sensible codons, or non-functional codons are the different terms to the terminator codons. Does not code any amino acid because of absence of corresponding tRNA. That means the tRNA never synthesized to the terminator codons. So, whenever absence of tRNA, the terminator codon does not code or selects any amino acid and responsible for or helps in to terminate the length of the polypeptide chain, to stop the elongation of a polypeptide chain. That is the role of terminator codon present in the terminator coding region. Then next to the terminator coding region, non-coding region. Non-coding region. Second, here also the codons are the non-functional. And last one is the poly A, poly A type, polyadenine type present at the 3' end. Yeah, the 3' end of eukaryotic mRNA. You must remember the 3' end of eukaryotic mRNA only containing adenine nucleotides, approximately 200 adenine nucleotides, only adenine nucleotides. So, here the number of adenine nucleotides are many, nothing but poly, present at the terminal end. Terminal end is also referred as a tailpiece. That's why the 3' end of eukaryotic mRNA is called polyadenine type. Are the 7 distinct parts of eukaryotic mRNA. But in prokaryotes, mRNA does not contain 2 parts, that is G-cap and polyadenine type, absent in prokaryotic mRNA. You must remember, here the function of G-cap is to protect the mRNA from the degradation of nuclear enzymes during transcription. To protect the mRNA from the action of degradation of nuclear enzymes during transcription of protein synthesis. First function of G-cap. And polyadenine type function is migration of mRNA. It helps in movement of mRNA from nucleus to cytoplasm through nuclear pore. For example, this is an animal cell. Is the nucleus containing nuclear membrane. In eukaryotes, the nuclear membrane is discontinuous and double layered. You must remember, in eukaryotic cell, due to presence of nuclear membrane in the nucleus, the nuclear membrane is discontinuous and double layered, like outer membrane and inner membrane. Here, discontinuous regions of nuclear membrane is called nuclear pore. Nuclear pore. You must remember, via nuclear pore, through the nuclear pore, after transcription, mRNA migrating from nucleus to cytoplasm and binds to smaller subunit of ribosome. That is 30S subunit of ribosome in prokaryotes and 40S subunit of ribosome in eukaryotes. So, the polyadenine type, last part of the mRNA, eukaryotic mRNA, responsible for means helps in transfer of mRNA from nucleus to cytoplasm, is the function of polyadenine type. And G-cap protects mRNA from the degradation of or action of nuclear enzymes. But in prokaryotic mRNA, these 2 parts are absent. What is the reason? Due to absence of G-cap and polyadenine type in prokaryotic mRNA. Nothing but, say, in prokaryotes, for example, this is some bacterial cell, prokaryotic cell, bacterial cell, and this is the false nucleus or genopore or nucleoid. Listen here, in prokaryotes, nucleus is false nucleus. That means absence of nuclear membrane. You must remember this statement. So, whenever absence of nuclear membrane, the genopore or nucleoid or genetic material directly mixed with the cytoplasm, directly contact to the cytoplasm. So, whenever absence of nuclear membrane in prokaryotic nucleus, the DNA or genetic material directly contact to the cytoplasm. So, a transcript mRNA directly mixed with the cytoplasm of cell. You must remember, the transcript mRNA directly contact with the cytoplasm of a prokaryotic cell due to lack of nuclear membrane or due to absence of presence of false nucleus. So, the prokaryotic mRNA doesn't require G-cap on polyadenine tail. Say, whenever the polyadenine tail is required to the mRNA, nothing but in presence of nuclear membrane. If the presence of nuclear membrane, polyadenine tail helps in migration of mRNA from nucleus to cytoplasm. But here, polyadenine tail is absent. Why polyadenine tail is absent or G-cap is absent? Due to presence of false nucleus or absence of nuclear membrane. Here, the mRNA directly contact to the cytoplasm soon after transcription during protein synthesis. That's why in prokaryotic mRNA, G-cap and polyadenine tail absent. Means it has only 5 parts, 5 distinct regions, like non-coding region first, initiator coding region, terminator coding region, non-coding region second, are the 5 distinct parts of prokaryotic mRNA, are the structure of prokaryotic and eukaryotic mRNA. And yeah, there are 2 different types of mRNA. On the basis of function, mRNA classified into 2 different types, like monocystatic mRNA and polycystonic mRNA. See, based on function, mRNA divided into 2 types, like monocystatic mRNA and polycystonic mRNA. Here, monocystatic mRNA means, listen here, if the mRNA carries genetic message, remember, if the mRNA carries genetic message, genetic information for the synthesis of single protein. Remember this statement. If the mRNA carries genetic message, genetic information for the synthesis of single polypeptide chain, single protein molecule, is called monocystatic mRNA. Here mono means single, cystonic nothing but that is one part of DNA transferred to the mRNA in the form of triplet codons. So, if the mRNA carries genetic message for the formation of single polypeptide chain, single protein molecule, is called monocystatic mRNA. Very important. This type of monocystatic mRNA present in eukaryotes. In all eukaryotic cells, mRNA is the monocystatic mRNA because it is responsible for formation of single protein molecule, single polypeptide chain. And opposite to the monocystatic mRNA is the polycystonic mRNA. Means, if the mRNA carries genetic message, if the mRNA transfers genetic message for the synthesis of many protein molecules, polypeptide chains, is called polycystonic mRNA. You must remember, if the mRNA carry genetic information for the synthesis of many protein molecules, many polypeptide chains is called polycystonic mRNA. Important, this type of mRNA present in prokaryotic cell containing polycystonic. Very important for extra information. So if the mRNA transfers, mRNA carries genetic message for the synthesis of single polypeptide chain is called monocystonic mRNA. For the synthesis of many polypeptide chains is called polycystonic mRNA. Example of monocystonic mRNA, eukaryotic mRNA. Example of polycystonic mRNA, prokaryotic mRNA. But here one simple arising question, doubt question. Why sir? The prokaryotic cell, simple example, E. coli cell, Escherichia coli bacterial cell having polycystonic mRNA. For example, this is one bacterial cell. The outermost layer of pathogenic bacterial cell is the capsule, capsulated layer, capsulated bacteria, slimy layer, mucus layer. Below the capsulated layer is the cell wall. Below the cell wall is the plasma membrane. Your plasma membrane never smooth in nature. Never smooth in nature. Instead of this, it will develop involutions or convolutions called mesosomes. And below the plasma membrane is the cytoplasm. A cytoplasm containing false nucleus, genopore or nuclei without nuclear membrane. And within the cytoplasm are the 70 S type of ribosomes reserved in the form of glycogen particles, extra circular double-stranded self-replicated DNA molecules. Most important in biotechnology lesson, they are called plasmids. Plasmids, extracellular double-stranded self-replicated DNA molecules are called plasmids. They are present in the cytoplasm of bacteria. See, in addition to all these parts of bacterial cell, very important, our topic required information part called polysome. Polysome. Here polysome means single mRNA binds to many ribosomes. In prokaryotic cell, common mRNA binds to many ribosomes. This is called polysome. You must remember this statement. Single mRNA binds to many ribosomes is called polysome. Never monosome. No ribozyme. No ribosome. Only polysome. Poly means many. Ribosome. Suffix some means it indicates the ribosome cell organelle. So totally in prokaryotic cell, common mRNA, single mRNA containing many ribosomes. This is called polysome. You must remember, the ribosome binds to mRNA of the prokaryotic cell. One ribosome of the prokaryotic cell responsible for synthesis of one polypeptide chain. One ribosome helps in formation of one protein molecule. So many ribosomes binds to single mRNA because this single mRNA containing genetic information in the form of triplet codons, and each group of triplet codon binds to one of the 70 type of ribosome. So the information present in the mRNA binds to one of the ribosome, and this single mRNA containing many ribosomes, common mRNA containing many ribosomes, responsible for synthesis of many protein molecules, many polypeptide chains. That's why in prokaryotes, mRNA is the polycystonic mRNA. Because of this is polyribosome. Polyribosome means containing many ribosomes. Common mRNA, single mRNA containing many ribosomes. So it is responsible for synthesis of many polypeptide chains. That's why in prokaryotic mRNA, mRNA is a type of polycystonic. But in eukaryotes, one mRNA binds to one ribosome. You must remember this statement. Single mRNA binds to single ribosome, and the single ribosome responsible for synthesis of single polypeptide chain. That is called monocystonic mRNA. So, if the mRNA carries genetic information for the synthesis of one protein molecule, single polypeptide chain is called monocystonic mRNA, example eukaryotic mRNA. Whereas mRNA containing genetic information for the synthesis of many polypeptide chains is called polycystonic mRNA, example prokaryotic mRNA, are the two different types of mRNA on the basis of function. And the common function of mRNA, general function of mRNA is, say, it helps in transfer of genetic message. mRNA helps in transfer of genetic message from nucleus to cytoplasm. Nucleus to cytoplasm in the form of triplet codons. You must remember the common mRNA, general function of common mRNA is it helps in transfer of genetic message. You must remember genetic message from nucleus to cytoplasm or DNA to the ribosome. DNA to the ribosome in the form of triplet codons. See, the mRNA carries the genetic information, genetic message from DNA to ribosome or nucleus to the cytoplasm in the form of triplet codons. Since it can named as messenger RNA because it will carry the message, genetic message from DNA to ribosome or nucleus to the cytoplasm in the form of triplet codons, in the form of codon language. Hence, the mRNA full form is the messenger RNA because it will send the genetic message, genetic information from nucleus to cytoplasm in the form of codon language. So that important, the title of mRNA is the postman RNA. One title goes to mRNA is the postman RNA because it will carry the genetic message from nucleus to cytoplasm. Similar to postman sends the message from post office to the residential areas. Likewise, like that, mRNA carries the genetic information from nucleus to cytoplasm. Listen here, similar to, analogous to, similar to postman. So it can title as postman RNA, or also called informational tape. Informational tape because the entire structure of mRNA is resembled to one tape. Now, this tape containing, listen here, genetic information in the form of codon language, in the form of tetrad codons. Hence, it is also called informational tape or Postman RNA is the function of mRNA and titles of mRNA. So, here is the second type of non-genetic RNA called mRNA. Then next to the mRNA, last type of non-genetic RNA is the tRNA, transfer RNA. tRNA, transfer RNA, most important as compared to mRNA and rRNA, very, very important. So, last kind of non-genetic RNA is the transfer RNA. Say, the detailed explanation of transfer RNA, very important. Why it is called transfer RNA? Nothing but it transfers the amino acids from cytoplasm to the ribosome as in the form of vehicle. So, it can named as transfer RNA. So, here the transfer RNA, brief explanation is, listen here, it is the smallest RNA tRNA is one of the smallest RNA, accounts about 10 to 15% of total cellular RNA. Listen here, tRNA is the smallest RNA, accounts about 10 to 15% of total RNA. That means rRNA percentage is 80%, mRNA 5%, and tRNA 10 to 15%. So, tRNA is one of the smallest RNA, accounts about 10 to 15% of total RNA. Important, it is also called soluble RNA, sRNA, soluble RNA, or aRNA means adapter RNA, ADAPTOR. Saying tRNA is also referred as soluble RNA. Why it is called soluble RNA? Nothing but it is soluble in, very important, 1 molar sodium hydroxide solution. You must remember this statement. For extra information, for neat information, so generally tRNA soluble in, dissolved in 1 molar sodium hydroxide solution. Or overall, one more reason, one more information. See, after completion of a function of tRNA, for example, this is ribosome and mRNA. Here, one of the specific tRNA carries the specific amino acid, particular amino acid. Example, methionine amino acid, carried by first tRNA, that is called initiator tRNA, having UAC anticodon. Now, this UAC anticodon carrying first tRNA, initiator tRNA, binds to the AUG codon by its anticodon UAC, like this. Important. Here, the binding of mRNA to the tRNA or tRNA to the mRNA takes place by the help of rRNA. Yesterday, I have discussed this statement. One of the functions of rRNA is it will provide attachment site for binding of mRNA to the tRNA on the surface of ribosome. Very important. And extra information, the link between mRNA and tRNA is called salt linkage. You must remember the link between mRNA and tRNA is called salt linkage. So, by the help of salt linkage, mRNA binds to tRNA binds to mRNA in between codon and anticodon. So, after coding of methionine amino acid by the first tRNA, inserted tRNA, first tRNA carries first amino acid called methionine amino acid. This is because AUG is the inserter codon. Inserter codon always codes so first amino acid called methionine amino acid. So, after coding of methionine amino acid in the ribosome, please here the empty tRNA, unloaded tRNA, empty tRNA come outside from ribosome to the cytoplasm, from ribosome to the cytoplasm through E site, exit site. All these details so I'll be explained in future topic during transcription and translation of protein synthesis. So, empty tRNA come outside from ribosome to the cytoplasm through E site. Then, soluble in the cytoplasm of cell. You must remember, after complete function of tRNA, means the coding of a specific amino acid inside the ribosome, the empty tRNA migrates to the cytoplasm, return back to the cytoplasm through E site of ribosome, exit site of ribosome. Then what happens? Soluble in the cytoplasm of cell, dissolved in the cytoplasm of cell. That's why the term and the name of the tRNA is the soluble RNA. See, here there are two reasons for the sRNA. Under laboratory condition, means so in vitro condition, tRNA is soluble in 1 molar sodium hydroxide solution. Under in vitro condition, aseptic condition, laboratory condition. In natural, in vivo condition, in natural condition, the empty tRNA, unloaded tRNA, soluble in the cytoplasm of cell. So, the tRNA is also called soluble RNA. And while it is also called adapter RNA, aRNA, very important. In 2 years back, board examination question name the adapter RNA. One more question. Adapter RNA is the tRNA. Yeah, why the tRNA is also called adapter RNA? Means, say, the tRNA important function is, remember this statement, binding of specific amino acid to the adapter site of tRNA, adapter site. See, in the cytoplasm of cell, there are 20 different types of amino acids. Generally, any plant or animal cell, cytoplasm containing 20 different types of amino acids. Simple example, methionine amino acid, glycine amino acid, valine amino acid, serine amino acid, leucine amino acid, phenylalanine amino acid, isoleucine amino acid, tryptophan amino acid are the different types of amino acids so present in the cytoplasm of cell. Before protein synthesis, means before beginning of translation, each and every inactivated amino acid converted into activated amino acid. Means here the 20 amino acids so present in the cytoplasm of cell in inactivated condition. Never in activated state, in activated state, in inactivated state. But during protein synthesis, so each inactivated amino acid converted into activated amino acid. activated amino acid in presence of amino acyl synthetase enzyme. In presence of amino acid synthetase enzyme, each and every inactivated amino acid converted into activated amino acid. Do you remember? Further, what happens? The activated amino acid binds to, binds to, acceptor site of tRNA. Here, acceptor site is one of the part of tRNA. So, to the acceptor site of tRNA, the activated amino acid binds towards Z' end. Then, this is called loaded tRNA. Loaded tRNA because tRNA load by amino acid. You must remember this statement. So, here the activated amino acid will listen here, adapted to, nothing but to attach to acceptor site of tRNA. Adapted or attached to the acceptor site of tRNA. That's why tRNA is also called adapter RNA. One simple example for adaptation. Say, any living plant present in the desert habitat, it can adjust it to surrounding environment, surrounding location by their adaptive modifications. For example, Opensia, one type of xerophyte, it can adapt it to xerophytic habitat by their modifications. That is, leaves are modified into spines. Presence of thick cuticle, presence of sunken stomata, nothing but to closed stomata, and stem performs leaf function. Due to lack of leaves, stem responsible for leaf function. That is called phylloclade. Say, this is called adaptation. Means the adjustment of living organism to the surrounding habitat is called adaptation. Like tRNA adjusted to specific amino acid. That's why the tRNA is also called adapter RNA, aRNA. So, the tRNA is also called soluble RNA or adapter RNA. Important, it was first discovered by this adapter RNA, soluble RNA, tRNA was first discovered by Hoagland, Zemicknike, Zemecknike, Zemicknike and Stephenson. See, tRNA was first discovered by Hoagland, Zemicknike and Stephenson. In which the structure of tRNA, very important, is most complicated. Remember this point? Similar to mRNA or RNA, the structure of tRNA is never existed in the form of a simple state. It is highly complicated. Why, sir? That is our future explanation. So, the structure of tRNA is more complicated and it is made up of single polypeptide chain. This complicated structure of tRNA made up of single polypeptide chain. Single polypeptide chain begins with the 5' chain and ends with the 3' chain. Very important. In the 5' chain, the first nitrogen base is the guanine, and the last 3' chain nitrogen bases are CCA. You must remember this point. See, structurally, tRNA is more complicated and made up of single-stranded polynucleotide chain. Begins with 5' chain and ends with 3' chain. At the beginning of 5' chain is the guanine nucleotide, GMP, guanosine monophosphate nucleotide, and towards 3' chain, 3 nucleotides like CCA, cytosine, and adenine nucleotides. Important. This shows single-stranded polynucleotide chain. Polynucleotide chain of the tRNA is folded in the form of loop-like structures. We remember this statement. The single-stranded polynucleotide chain of the tRNA folded in the form of loop-like structures and appears important two-dimensional structure, 2D structure, two-dimensional structure like clove leaf. Like clove leaf or trifolium leaf. You must remember this statement. Say, in tRNA, single polypeptide chain is folded in the form of loop-like structures and appears two-dimensional structure like clove leaf or trifolium leaf, or three-dimensional structure, 3D, three-dimensional structure like inverted L shape. Inverted L shape. You must remember this statement. So, the clove leaf-like structure of tRNA resemble to two-dimensional structure, 2D structure, two-dimensional structure, trifolium leaf. While the three-dimensional structure of tRNA resemble in the form of inverted L shape, inverted L shape. Very important. You must remember this statement. This clove leaf model of tRNA means two-dimensional structure of tRNA was first discovered by Robert Holly and supported by Marshall and Nirenberg. So I can repeat once again. Structurally, the tRNA is more complicated, containing single-stranded polynucleotide chain. It has guanine nucleotide at the 5' chain and CCA nucleotides at the 3' chain. Such a single-stranded polynucleotide chain is folded in the form of loop-like structures and appears in two-dimensional structure like clove leaf or trifolium leaf, or three-dimensional structure like inverted L-shaped structure. So, here the clove leaf model of tRNA, trifoliate leaf of tRNA was first discovered by Robert Holly in 1986 and supported by Marshall and Nirenberg. Very important. Such clover leaf model of tRNA consists of 4 parts. Clover leaf model of tRNA consists of 4 parts. That is acceptor site, DHU loop, anticodon site, anticodon loop, and T సైసిల్లు symbol లో T psi silu. This is one Greek symbol లో psi, like that of symbol of water potential. Psi W water potential equals to psi P minus psi S. Pressure potential and solute potential. That is the water potential of any solution. Very important. So the formula for water potential is psi P minus psi S. Like that of T psi C. T symbol Greek symbol of psi C loop is the fourth part of closed loop model of tRNA. So according to Robert Bowley, tRNA consists of four parts. That is acceptor site, so this is the clover leaf model of tRNA, trifoliate model of tRNA, diagrammatic representation of clover leaf model of tRNA like this. Sir, why clover leaf model of tRNA is also called trifoliate model? Trifoliate model. Already I have given one simple information based on the topic of leaf and the types of leaf from the first year PUC topic. Yeah, leaves are broadly classified into two types, like simple leaf and compound leaf. Simple leaf and compound leaf. Compound leaves so further divided into two types, further classified to two types, like pinnately compound leaves and palmately compound leaves. Pinnately compound leaves and palmately compound leaves. Here pinnately compound leaves once again classified into three types, like unipinnate compound leaf, bipinnate compound leaf and tripinnate compound leaf based on number of pinna. Based on number of pinna. Yeah, in the pinnately compound leaf, leaflets arranged on either side of rachis in the form of aves feather, bird's feather. Yeah, unipinnately compound leaf further divided into two types, like peripinnately compound leaves and imperipinnately compound leaves. Imperipinnately compound leaves. So yeah, example of unipinnately compound leaves: tamarind, tamarind leaf. Peripinnately compound leaf, rose leaf, imperipinnately compound leaf. In bipinnately compound leaf, example, touch-me-not leaf, Acacia arabica leaf, or Mimosa indica leaf, nothing but rain tree leaf, example for bipinnately compound leaves. Yeah, primary rachis divided into secondary rachi, either side of secondary rachi leaves arranged in two rows. In tripinnately compound leaf, leaflets arranged on either side of tertiary rachis, means each second rachis divided into tertiary rachi. Either side of tertiary rachi leaflets arranged in two rows. That is called tripinnately compound leaf. Example, Moringa indica, drumstick leaf, Moringa indica scientific name. So these are all the types of pinnately compound leaves. In palmately compound leaves, leaves arranged at the tip of the petiole. Listen here, never on either side of petiole or rachis. Leaves so arranged at the tip of the petiole in the form of fingers arising from palm region of hand. So it can be named as palmatory compound. A palmatory compound is once again classified into 4 types or 5 types, like unifoliate, never unifoliate, terms of palmatory compound leaf. Suffix of palmatory compound leaf is the foliate. Suffix of pinnately compound leaf is the pinnate. So, unifoliate, example, lemon leaf. Bifoliate compound leaf. Bifoliate compound leaf. Example, Bauhinia purpurea. Bauhinia purpurea. Purpurea. Common name, camel fruit tree. Because in the camel fruit tree leaf, petiole ends with 2 leaflets like this. That is bifoliate compound leaf. And in trifoliate compound leaf, our topic example. In trifoliate compound leaf, petiole ends with 3 leaflets like this. Petiole terminates with ends with 3 leaflets. That is called trifoliate compound leaf. So, the trifoliate compound leaf exactly similar to the structure of tRNA. Here, acceptor site resemble to petiole, and 3 lobes like DHE lobe, anticodon lobe, and T sicile lobe resemble to leaflets. So, the tRNA structurally resemble to the trifoliate compound leaf. Example for trifoliate compound leaf, clove leaf. Scientific name, Eugenia caryophyllata. Eugenia caryophyllata. That's why it is also called trifoliate compound leaf. So, the structure of tRNA exactly resemble to the trifoliate compound leaf. Such model of tRNA is called clove leaf model of tRNA, a trifoliate tRNA. It was first discovered by Robert Hawley in 1986 and cooperated by Marshall and Nirenberg. So, the clove leaf model of tRNA consists of 4 parts, like acceptor site, DHU loop, full form of DHU is the dihydroxyuridine loop. Next one is the anticodon loop, and last one is the T sicile loop. Are the 4 distinct parts of clove leaf model of tRNA discovered by Robert Hawley. Among them, the first part is the acceptor site. It is also called adapter site, or it is also called important amino acid binding site. So, the detailed parts of clove leaf model of tRNA, like acceptor site DH loop, anticodon loop, and T sicile loop, I will be continuing next class, next session.